Does gear matter when we're talking about a business that has decided to create social media video content for their marketing and branding needs? Does gear matter? More specifically, does high-end quality, expensive gear matter? That is the question of the day. My name is RJ. I'm with Harbuck Media, and I'd like to thank you for watching the video today. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I would like to encourage you to do so. Be sure to smash that notification bell so that you're notified of all of our upcoming content. We post a video just like this one every single Friday, and we have shorts and Instagram reels that go out Monday through Friday as well. You're not going to want to miss those, so follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you again for watching the video today. If you have a comment or a question, be sure to drop them down in the comment section. We'll do our best to respond as quickly as possible. And if it needs a more full-length dialogue, a more full-length answer, then we would love the opportunity to turn it into a video just like this one. All right, let's get started.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep. Say, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath. Down to the river.
Okay, so does gear matter, or more specifically, the quality of your gear if you're just getting started as a business filming your social media content? And right out, no, the quality of your gear does not matter. You just need to get started. So let's break down that question a little bit more. Let's start with the nuances of quality. What do I mean when I say no, quality doesn't matter? Because obviously there is a threshold of quality. You don't want to just buy cheap stuff. Cheap stuff breaks, it's plastic, it falls apart, and it may not last you as long as you need to. It doesn't have the overall quality that maybe you want to achieve. So there is that threshold. What does that mean for you? All right, so where would I draw the line of quality? Well, I think when you're starting off, your primary focus in quality needs to be your audio quality. It does not matter how good your video looks. If the audio quality is terrible, if I can't understand what you're saying, I'm not going to watch the video. Now, the inverse of that is less true. If I can understand what you're saying clearly, but maybe your video quality isn't quite as good, maybe it's a little dark or it's a little blurry, I'll tolerate that as long as I can hear and understand what you're saying, as long as there's no wind noise and no popping and no background noise and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people out there, let's be honest, that don't necessarily watch videos, they listen to them. And so again, if you're talking about a person who's not necessarily watching your video but is listening to it, the audio quality is the most important part of the video to them. Now, it gets kind of difficult to describe what kind of audio equipment are specifically suited for your needs. That's really going to depend on you and the style of video that you want to do. I'm just going to make this easy and make a couple of suggestions. If you're looking into a podcasting microphone like this one, you could look at the Rode Pod Mic, the Shure MV7, or the Shure SM7B, and then you're going to need to get a boom arm. I would suggest looking, depending on which microphone you get, you would want to make sure that the microphone arm is rated for the weight, the heaviness of that microphone. And then you're going to need to get a interface to plug this microphone into and then run that into your computer. If you're going to do it that way, I am a huge fan of the Focusrite Scarlett system. If you're not going to do it that way, if you'd rather just record your audio on a dedicated device and then transfer that file to your computer, then you could look at something like a Tascam recorder. There's a whole wealth of Tascam recorders out there. They're great recorders, and there's other brands, and you don't have to go with any of these microphones, but these are just my suggestions. If you're more interested in the lavalier style, then I would suggest going with something like the Rode Wireless Go, or DJI is about to release their own wireless microphone. Just my opinion, the reviews look like it might even be better than the Rode Wireless Go. Either of those two options, and then you would need to purchase the lavalier mic that plugs into those. I would suggest a Sennheiser brand. You don't have to go with that one, but I would just say don't spend $20 on a microphone. You're going to want to spend closer to $100 on the lavalier that plugs into that wireless device. You don't have to buy the most expensive option. You don't have to buy the Pro level option, but you don't want to end up with a cheap option. And so as audio quality being your primary, your number one focus when starting filming videos, I would place a little bit more money on the audio. Second to audio is going to be video. And I would place lighting last. We're going to get to lighting in just a minute, but video needs to be your second level of priority when considering starting off. Understanding that gear doesn't really matter. We don't need to spend $4,000 on a 4K full frame camera, okay? We can totally get started with a webcam or using your iPhone, and I would suggest doing that first. I would suggest using your iPhone first, and if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, then yeah, go with a webcam, and if you can afford the webcam, then look at getting a 4K webcam and recording to your computer. If that's not an option for you, if you don't want to film on your computer, if you're thinking that you might want to do more of that run and gun style shooting, then definitely look at your iPhone. The iPhone is going to work for you. You do not need to get a Sony Alpha series, 6400, 6500, 6600. Those are great cameras. I would absolutely suggest purchasing those cameras. But if we're saying that gear doesn't matter and we just need to get started, then again, start with a higher quality microphone and just use your phone. And then that brings us to lighting. So what should you do with lighting? Use natural light. Face yourself towards a window when it's sunny outside. Use a light source within your room. Use a lamp in your office and just tilt that lamp towards your face. These are free options. In the case of a lamp, it's something that you've already purchased. The sun is free. Are they the most reliable sources of lighting? Absolutely not. But you do not need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on high-end cinema quality lighting to film a 60-second Instagram reel. And if that's what we're talking about anyways, is just filming a 60-second Instagram reel, then go spend $50 on Amazon and get yourself a ring light that has a clip that you can mount your phone to right inside the ring light. That's what a lot of people do, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That gear is not important. What is important is that you film in the first place. Now, obviously, a camera that films in 4K is going to be better than using a webcam that is recording over Zoom. A microphone that costs $400 plugged into an interface that costs $250 is going to be a higher quality and better than a cheap $20 lavalier plugged into your phone. Obviously, that is true. That quality improves the more you spend. So what does it mean when I say that gear doesn't matter? What I mean by that is at the end of the day, we are trying to get started creating video content. We're just trying to get started. We're trying to make a 60-second reel for your Instagram page. Now, if we're talking about beyond that, then yeah, okay, maybe gear starts to matter a little bit. But even then, I would not suggest going out and spending $30,000 on a red camera. That's a cinema level camera meant for filming in Hollywood. And of course, you're going, well, RJ, I would never consider spending that money. That's great. I'm glad that you're responsible enough to not consider spending that much money on a camera that you would never need in the first place. But I'm saying that that same mindset should apply across the board when we're talking about this. Gear is not as important as skill. Gear is not as important as content. Gear is not as important as consistency. What is more important than your gear is that you take the time to say something that matters, that you take the time to put yourself in front of the camera every week and record something. And that if you're not able to take the time to learn how to edit, post, and manage that content, that you then take that content and put it in the hands of someone who does. If your budget will only allow you to choose between high quality gear or hiring an expert who can make the most with what you give them, choose the second thing. Poor quality, and I don't mean terribly poor, but HD footage and okay audio in the hands of an expert is so much better than phenomenal 4K full frame imagery recorded on $1,000 worth of audio gear in a $10,000 studio and left to you to have to cut it up in iMovie, because now you have no money left to bring on someone or to contract someone out to do the best that they can with this quality that you've now purchased. So, does gear matter? No, it doesn't. So then what does matter? Content, consistency, and strategy. These three things should be your primary focus when starting out, and honestly should be your primary focus throughout the entire venture of filming video content for your social media. Sure, over time, invest in your gear, expand your gear, get more, get better. Absolutely, to a point, but never take your eyes off of your content's quality, the consistency of your posts, and the strategy, honestly, the ever-changing strategy of your social media posting. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you have found this educational and entertaining. If you have, be sure to give us that thumbs up, give us that like on this video. If you're not a subscriber already, I would love to encourage you to do so today. Please become a subscriber and don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you are notified of all of our upcoming videos. If you have any questions about anything I've said here today, if you'd like some help with ideas for more gear that you may need, or if you have any comments or questions about previous videos that we filmed, please be sure to drop them down in the comments section. We will do our best to answer them as quickly as we can. As always, thank you for watching the video. We'll catch you next time.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep. Sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath. Down to the river.